All right, here we go, you guys. We're going to add the thruster in this video. Okay, so I'm going to insert a new object, sprite. I'm going to drag it, and I'm going to find this one called fire. And it is going to be, we're going to set it so that it comes out of the back of the spaceship when we accelerate. So I'm going to rename that guy fire. And I'm going to drag him so it looks like he's coming out. I'm going to control and zoom in so that I can get this about where I think it looks like it works. That's pretty good. And there's a couple things we need to do to the sprite fire. The first is we're going to set the initial visibility down here to invisible because it's only going to show up during certain instances. The other thing is we're going to want this sprite to be attached to our spaceship. You can do that with a behavior called pin. So I'm going to add this behavior right here called pin. That allows you to tack two sprites together. Okay, so now I've got that. Now I'm going to go to my event sheet, and I'm going to redo this one for you because you didn't see this part. Okay, so I'm going to add an event. So this should be event 8 on a system. The system is for stuff like if you want to compare variables or values, if you want to keep track of time, if you want to do something at the start of the game or the end of the game. I'm going to click on the start of layout. And what we're going to do is we're going to say we want the fire. And we go down here till we find this pin. We want to pin that to an object. And we want to pin it to the spaceship. And right here, position and angle. Yep, it's the same direction, the same position and angle that the sprite has done. And we've got that. Cool. Now what we're going to do is, what we want to do is when the spaceship, when we hit up, so if I look up here, the up arrow, it's going to accelerate. I want to add another action here in line 3. Not only do I want that to accelerate, but I want the fire to set visibility under appearance, and we want to set that to visible. Okay, so now when I push this, this should be visible. But the hard thing is we don't want that visible all the time. Like once they hit it, we don't want it to set it to visible and keep there. So we're going to go down here to add another event, event 9. And we're going to say keyboard, key is down, and up arrow. And you may be thinking, Mr. Bashirs, this is exactly as line 3, and it is, except we're going to do something called an inversion. So we're going to right-click, and right up here, there's this thing called invert. I'm going to click, and you'll see this red X. So this now says when the keyboard up arrow is not down, it's the opposite of 3. When it is not down, we want to tell it to set the fire visibility back to invisible. Okay, now one last thing, it's a minor detail, but it'll make a difference. When the ship gets destroyed and the game is over, we want to make sure that the fire doesn't keep showing up. So when we collide with the asteroid, the spaceship destroys, we're also going to set fire to destroy. Done. I'm going to save this and test it. And whoa, okay, go. And I may need to go back and read. Oh, you can just see it there. But I'm going to go back and adjust my asteroids. I'll see you in the next video.